Hello and thank you, everybody. I wanted to thank you for joining us on our first episode of BS Talk, where we take the BS out of the real estate business. I have set out to start this podcast with simply that objective in mind, to kill all the BS that you hear out there about different products, different strategies, and from different people that don't necessarily have your best interest at heart. Now, as full disclaimer, I don't say that they're all wrong. I don't say that they don't know more than me in certain areas. And I, by no means, am saying that I'm the best and the smartest person in the real estate business. I have been doing this for 15 years, whether it's on the construction side, the development side, single family, multifamily, commercial. I have a little bit of everything in my past experience in this industry. For that reason, I have started this. I have seen a lot of people do a lot of stupid things, and honestly, I'd like to help some of you guys avoid some of those stupid mistakes that other people have made and that I have made myself through bringing in other people, getting other opinions, and for us to build each other up and use ourselves and those around us as a knowledge base for growing and expanding, and even, if you're starting from scratch, building our real estate businesses. So that's the whole objective of BS Talk, and we're looking forward to diving in the next few weeks and really starting to ramp up. We have some great call-in guests ready that are doing a lot of good things in real estate, and we are totally excited. And again, this is going to be the podcast that's whole mission is to dispel all the BS that you hear out there. This is where real meets real, folks. We are not going to sugarcoat it. We are not going to tell you what you want to hear. We are going to be brutally honest, and we are going to pull the veil back and get a little ugly look at the greedy, stupid, ignorant people of the real estate business. Now, that being said, I have 3 disclaimers I want to make here as we get rolling that we can use for this episode and all episodes from here on out. The first one is we might offend you. And frankly, if it does, by all means, you can click the button, you can turn it off, and you don't have to listen to us. That is okay by us. Our whole objective is not to make everybody happy. Our objective is to lay out the information, to take a look at tough issues within the industry, and to give an honest assessment of it. And if sometimes that offends you, grow up. Now, the second disclaimer is going to be the fact that I do not know everything. And the people that come on this podcast will not know everything either. We are simply trying to aggregate as much information as we can and bring together as many knowledge sources from different perspectives, different areas of the country, different industry, different niches, to be able to produce the best information and to get rid of a lot of the myths and bull crap that you see out there in the market. So that's our whole objective. We don't know everything. We're not pretending to. All we're trying to do is help people learn from other people's mistakes and to learn from my mistakes, and hopefully we can learn some things from your mistakes as well. The third disclaimer is this. We do not allow whiners on the show. So if any of our guests begin to whine or cry or do anything like that as they're on the show, my whole objective, I will cut them off. I am not going to deal with that. This isn't about the woe is me, this happened to my project, boo hoo hoo. If you can't be on our show and look forward and figure out how to make the best out of what you've got going on, then this is probably not the right place for you. So those are our 3 disclaimers. Now we're ready to dive in. We've got a few rules here at BS Talk that we need to talk about, and the first thing is that we're not here to sell anything. We're not going to allow anybody to come on the show. I'm not going to be here pitching anything that I've got going on. This is simply for information. We have no desire to build you up just to do a hard sell on some class or on one of our projects or anything like that. That all comes through relationship that you build with other people and that you are committed to. We're not here to sell. This 30 minutes to 40 minutes, whatever each episode winds up being, is simply about information. You need to do business with people that you trust and that you vetted and that you are comfortable with. And there's no way that I could bring somebody on this show for 15, 20 minutes and I would feel comfortable putting them in front of you to sell something to you when I've never even met you in person. So that's not the objective here. The other thing is our whole objective is not to tear people down. While we're going to be harsh on people, we're going to be real about things. We are not here to cut other people's businesses down. Now, there's some businesses that you should definitely stay away from. And there are some idiots out there that you should definitely run away from. However, they're doing what they feel they need to do, whether they're right, wrong, whatever it is. Our objective isn't to tear them down. Our objective is to steer you away from any of the BS that they're putting in. So, again, if you're one of the guys putting all the BS out there, and, it's probably best that you turn this off, and it's probably best that you don't try to be a guest on this, because we probably will wind up, pulling the mask off. So, not here to tear anybody down. We're simply here to help you avoid the BS that's out there. The final rule that I have is for this, and the goal for this is to simply be a place where you can sound your concerns, a place where you can send us an email, you can send us a text, you can call in once that's all up and running later on as we progress this thing, and you can give us a question, and I'm not going to guarantee you that I have the answer to it. I'm not going to do it because I might not. And I'm the first guy that's going to admit that I don't know everything. Now, BS Talk is going to be where real meets real and where people can come to get answers. Whether we have them or not, we'll find them. And if we don't have somebody in our current connection base that does have those answers, we'll find somebody that does so we can answer your questions. This is educational content in its truest form, where real people can meet real life experience through everybody that we come in contact, and we can learn from it, guys. This is what my objective is, and my whole purpose is in BS Talk is to help you guys. I've been doing this for 15 years. I have had a commercial framing company. I have been a developer. I've cut subdivisions and all the way from doing the plot maps and getting the land subdivided to doing 120 houses a month in framing for some of the large public builders. We've done flips, we've done commercial, we've done multifamily. I've been involved in a lot of facets, and I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of stupid stuff too. Guys that will put things together that don't make sense just because they're going to make $10,000. They're going to spend $15,000 to try to make $17,000, or they think there's some hidden profit somewhere in the shadows. I hate to tell you, folks, it doesn't exist. If it's not there, the profit doesn't lurk in the shadows. It lies in the numbers. And we are here to help you do the best you can do. We want you to flip, buy rentals, whatever it is that you want to do, we want to be here to help you do that. And we want to give you the knowledge and the tools that you need. And we also want to help you run away from the BS. And it's not just BS that's spewed from other people. It's BS that you tell yourself. Again, people are trying to do marginal deals thinking that there's profit lurking in the shadows. That's not necessarily somebody else's BS telling them that. Although it could be a realtor coming in and saying, hey, this deal has $15,000 in profit or $30,000 or whatever the number may be. Folks, you got to remember, not every realtor's honest. Realtors want commissions. Now, I love my realtors. They're great. However, for the most part, in the realtor's business, and most real estate agents will tell you that other real estate agents are lazy and liars, and that's how they are. Now, again, this isn't being negative. This is being real. They will lie to you. They will tell you what you want to hear. Oh, yeah, the after repair value is going to be this. Why? Because they want the commission today. They don't have to deal with you when you can't sell the property for what you were expecting. They want to sell the property today. So the thing is we are here to kill all the BS around us, from the BS from realtors and education and different things to the own BS in your head to say that, oh, well, if I do this differently or I do that differently or if I reinvent the wheel, I'm going to make more than that guy, or that you're better than this or that. That's not true. And you may get lucky, but it's a big risk. And I'm not sure that that risk is worth it. So we're here to help you fight the BS from that around you, as well as the BS that you're going to tell yourself, because you will tell yourself some BS to try to get into certain projects and to do certain things that, I'm telling you, it'll only get you in trouble. I mean, learn from my mistakes, guys. So we're here to dispel the BS, and we're here to, again, like I said earlier, let real meet real. We want real people that are doing real projects and real stuff and real sales and real construction. We want to teach you guys. We want to put you in touch with the knowledge of other people that have been able to be a success, or maybe they've been a horrible failure. That's almost sometimes a better knowledge for us to bring in. Actually, I'm going to promise that. I'm going to bring in somebody. I'm going to find somebody, and as well as I'll tell some of my horror stories, I'm going to find somebody to bring on this podcast in the next 2 weeks that has had one of the most ridiculous failure of a flip property that you'll ever hear. I'll find somebody, and I got a few guys in mind. That way you can hear the truth. Guys, this whole fake it till we make it, Facebook real estate mentality where everything's hunky-dory and real stuff doesn't happen, that's got to end. Because let me tell you something. There's a lot of guys losing a lot of money out there that they're not talking about. Everybody's talking about how much money they made, but they're not talking about the projects that they lost. I want you guys to know about the projects that they lost so you guys can know what to avoid so you don't get into that project. I want you to know how to properly identify construction defects. I want you to know how to be able to walk into a property and at least get a general idea of what that project's going to cost, so you know if you're spinning your wheels or not. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste your realtor's time. You don't want to waste your contractor's time. And guys, in our finance business, and we do 100% financing. That's what we do. And I got to tell you, we get a lot of people. I mean, and I can't make this stuff up, folks. They call us and they say, hey, I've got an after repair value of $100,000. We're buying it for $70,000 and we're putting $29,000 into it. Well, now, I'm not the smartest guy out there, but I don't even have to pull my shoes off to calculate that one. That's $1,000 from the cost to the ARV. That's the difference. $1,000 in profit before you've even accounted for a closing cost, an insurance bill, a realtor commission, anything. $1,000. But folks, people submit these deals to us all day. This is the type of BS we're trying to protect you from. Guys that feel like it's worth it and to do a deal, to get into a deal that has a potentially negative profit because they think that they're going to do something magical and make the profit appear from the shadows. It doesn't work like that, folks. That is not how this business works. You look at your data, you look at your numbers, you look at the hard costs, and then you calculate it, and then you plan in the old crap funds, the contingency factors, and the different things. That's what you have to look for, and that's what we're here to teach you at BS Talk. We're here to teach you how to run from BS contractors. We're here to teach you how to run from BS investment gurus, and we're here to teach you how to really, where the rubber meets the road, calculate your costs and all of the things associated with doing a project. And again, this is whether it's multifamily, commercial, whatever it is. We're going to have people from all walks of life on this show to bring them in and to really get down to the meat and potatoes of the industry and the different niche sectors. And we want you to have that knowledge, not because it makes us feel great to put the knowledge out. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel wonderful if we're helping you. That does make me feel good. It's really so you don't get into a bad situation, because it only takes one, folks. And trust me, it's out there. It takes a lot to recover from one bad transaction. Now, some guys are fortunate and they can do it, and they can just brush it off, or maybe they got enough cash reserves or different things. But you may be listening to this and you may have nothing. You may be looking to try to build your real estate business from nothing. Well, just keep listening, and we're going to try to help you with that. We're going to try to guide you and help you be more knowledgeable in every area, and we're going to help you figure out what roads you need to go down through helping you eliminate the roads you don't need to go down. Now, we're going to put a heavy emphasis, and this may be because of my past experience and my extensive knowledge in the construction business and my past. However, we're going to put a huge emphasis on construction. Now, that's not to toot my own ego or to make me feel better. That's simply because if you're doing real estate and you don't know construction, you're mixing up a dangerous cocktail there. So if you don't know anything about construction, and I think I put it on my Instagram the other day, if you don't know what a junction box and an angle stop are, you should probably do a little more research, hire a licensed contractor. Because the thing is the guy you hired Home Depot or of a friend of your friends, that's not a contractor, and they're not going to necessarily, while they're saving you money in the beginning, they're probably not going to save you money in the long run because they're going to screw something up. Now, not all of them are that way. I'm just making generalizations, and I know sometimes those get me in trouble. I'm just simply saying that we're going to put a heavy emphasis on construction, and we're going to do that. We're absolutely going to do that to protect you, so you can learn more through this show what you need to look for. So you can see the signs of dry rot and of foundation issues, and if there's been water, that's been constantly leaking somewhere, or you can take a look at an electrical panel and you can determine whether it'll need to be changed or not. Those are the types of things, the real life things that a lot of these guys out there aren't teaching you. They're not going to teach you. A lot of them are here to get your check for your school, or get you to invest, or to get you to join into one of their flip projects. A lot of them do that. That's what a lot of these guys are out there trying to do. But they don't want to get to where the rubber meets the road and teach you. Because why? Because as an industry, the real estate business is generally pretty greedy. That's not how it's going to be here. We truly have a hide it. I mean, the real estate business has a hide it, not divide it mentality. We are the opposite. We have a divide it, not hide it. There's nothing that I can teach you or show you or bring somebody else in here to teach you or show you that will prevent me from being a success. Guys, there's plenty of deals out there. There's plenty of real estate in the United States. There's nothing I could teach you or show you that's going to stop me from making money in real estate. It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of, that these people are like, oh, well, I'm not going to teach you my secret. Why? And it's probably not even a secret. You can probably jump on Google and find out exactly what that person's doing. Or they want to, teach you their secret for $35,000. Now, I'm not bashing on the big education people. I mean, there's one guy, him and I, we almost went rounds, fisticuffed me and that guy. We'll get into that. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. I'm not bashing on those guys. They're running their business. But those things aren't for everybody. Not everybody has $35,000 to spend on education. And, I mean, frankly, not everybody should spend $35,000 on education. But we're here. We have nothing. There's nothing that I can do. There's nothing that I can teach you or show you that's going to hinder me in business and stop me from doing deals, and vice versa. If we truly have a divide it, not hide it attitude, and that's what we have here at BS Talk, is to really show you guys how to run projects, and it doesn't make us any less successful. It doesn't put us in jeopardy of not finding any more deals. It doesn't do any of that. All it does is put less and less idiots out there screwing up deals. And you and I both know that the more idiots in a circle, the worse the name we all have is. So let's kind of get rid of all that. Let's help people do good by people. And, not everything has to be an upsell in this industry. We don't have to be, I believe that network is your net worth. I mean, you hear all the cliches, and I believe that. However, there is such thing as doing for others and being able to talk and communicate without what can you do for me? And that's what this is for. This isn't about what you can do for me, Tracy Smith. This isn't about what you can do for me and my finance company or my investment deals. It has nothing to do with any of that. This has to do with 100%. I'm dividing the knowledge, not hiding the knowledge, so that you guys and people out there that aren't listening yet or will listen later can truly become better at what they do. Even if you take away one thing, maybe you're listening already and you're like, what the heck is an angle stop? Well, an angle stop is the valve underneath your sink that shuts your water off for your faucet. That's an angle stop. Maybe you learn that, and maybe you won't flood the kitchen on your first flip house. Maybe that I'm happy. I've taken away what I wanted to take away from this by helping one of you guys do better and do well in real estate through one of my mistakes. Now, so we're going to focus heavy on construction. We've already talked about that. That's going to be a huge, huge emphasis. But we're also going to focus really, really heavily, and I think this will be probably the most popular, even though I feel like we should focus heavy on construction for safety reasons. I think our other emphasis, which is going to probably be our most popular emphasis in shows, are going to be capital raising. There's ways to raise, ways not to raise. There's ways to get yourself in trouble. There's ways to be safe. There's ways to properly protect you and the people that are putting their money into your projects. So that's probably going to be one of the second biggest topics. And honestly, I know that that'll be the more popular subject matter than construction. Because why? Because everybody in America has ADD, and we're going to be focused on, well, how do we raise money? How do we get more deals? Instead of saying, okay, well, now we got the money. How do we make sure that the deals go well by learning the construction? I know that. I know that's going to be that way, but I'm still going to make my first priority construction and safety of the project. And then we will focus on raising money. And we're going to teach some good tricks. We're going to show you some things. And we've got some big industry people that have raised a lot of money and that are doing different things and that are doing very, very well by themselves, that are going to come in and talk to you guys about what they know and what they've been through. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about sourcing deals. We're going to talk about different types of partnerships and joint ventures. And we're going to really focus in on market. We want to be in tune with the market at all times. Now, I know that everybody says, oh, we're at the top of a market or this or that. And I agree. We are at the top of a market. And it's this. I'm never a sky is falling guy, folks. I feel like even when the market's good or the market's bad, you need to be protecting your butt, sifting through the BS, and doing the best you can do all the time. So we're always going to be talking about market trend and interest rates and different things and what those might do to the flipping market, the multifamily, the commercial, and we want to kind of be a gauge of that. So you'll see a lot of that in BS Talk in the coming weeks of us talking about market indicators and different things. We've got some guys, that are running very large funds that we'll bring on the show in order to get their opinion. And these are guys that see stuff all across the country, run multi-million-dollar funds, and they'll be offering up their opinion of to what we should be looking for, what we should be staying away from, and different things. So we'll be looking at construction. We'll be looking at capital raising. Everybody loves capital raising. We'll be looking at different types of market indicators, and we'll also be looking at financing options. We'll be looking at hard money loans versus bank lending versus private partners versus different things. That's one of the big things that we'll focus on in probably the month of August. Again, guys, BS Talk, we're simply here to sift out the BS of the real estate business. We're simply here to help you be better and to be an unfiltered source of information. We're not here to sell you anything. You won't hear us sell one thing on this podcast. Not a single thing. You will never hear me pitching one of my products on this podcast. And you will never hear me pitching somebody else, a guest or anybody else's product on this podcast. That's our golden rule here. This isn't for sale. This is for education. So we're here to help you. We just want you guys to do good. And remember, take the BS out of the real estate business. And we're going to be back in a couple of days. We're going to do another one. And we're going to, our next one, we'll talk about, something that I'm pretty good at. We'll have a little bit of segment on construction. And then we're going to talk about 100% financing later this week and what to look for and what to do. And again, I run a company that does 100% financing. This isn't for me to sell you on my company. Matter of fact, we have enough applicants. Thank you. We are here to give you the knowledge of how it works and what to do and what to look for. Because, yes, 100% financing is available. Yes, it still does exist. However, it's risky time. It's dangerous. There's a lot of factors that come along with 100% financing that a lot of guys won't tell you about. And we're here to do that. So just stay tuned for the next BS Talk episode. We'll talk about 100% financing. We'll talk about the 5-minute construction inspection on the next episode. And, thanks for tuning in to our first ever BS Talk podcast. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to, we're going to do this 2-3 times a week minimum. We're going to keep it flowing. We're going to keep it on a regular basis so we can give you a consistent and steady flow of information. And again, we're just here to sift the BS out of the real estate business, guys. Thanks. Have a good day, and we'll see you on Wednesday.